I'm here, I'm approving every single house at the end of every single day.
Okay. Just
And
you have them send you photos at
yeah,
the end? Okay,
so
cool.
they upload photos to Box. It's just like
Uh-huh.
Dropbox, but it does better with photos. Thank you, Tanya Dari, for suggesting that. And and they'll put it in an after pics folder. We keep everything on Box, so every house will
Smart.
have a file. We'll have job notes. We'll have my design notes. Sometimes some inspiration photos, before photos, after photos. So then I go through and I'll give them, move a few things
Mhm.
like that. If something's not working, we'll swap it out. Um,
Okay.
but we try to keep it. I mean, most of my team generally knows, and they do really not pretty well. They do extremely well. So it's usually very few things that are getting changed. But
How many team members do you have altogether?
well, we're restructuring a few things. So we just shrunk down a little bit. Right now we have, I think, 27. We were at 35. And when I say shrunk down, we didn't have to cut people, thank goodness. We knew early on that that was going to happen. And so as people naturally had turnover, we
Mhm.
just didn't replace them.
Rehire.
We're getting ready to move our movers outside movers and then bring our logistics team who are currently movers into the warehouse.
Mm.
So they will be pulling items, restocking items, caring for our inventory, and then a moving company will be delivering. And
Okay.
so
So of those, how many are doing the design work?
none of those, oh, of the
Oh,
27,
yeah, yeah.
like none of the logistics. Of the 27, we have, well, let me just start by saying we have a designer on staff who runs what we call our turnkey program, which is like light fixtures, paint colors, things like that. We include 1 hour with her complimentary with every staging job, which has been a really
Mm, I
wonderful way
love that.
to structure that for us. And she'll buy the fixtures, which is also a nice source of secondary income.
Yeah.
Um, and then we have 5 lead stagers.
Wow.
Each of them has an assist. Well, one is technically a lead in training, but she's just on the edge. She's so fabulous. She's doing
Mhm.
amazing. We typically bring in 2 staging interns a year during the busier season with the goal to hopefully hire them on.
Mm.
Sometimes we've gotten turnover in the past, although we haven't had turnover in a while on our lead stagers, but we like to kind of be ready. And then each lead stager has an assistant, and they're doing they'll be like setting up secondary bedrooms. The lead
Okay.
stager's usually pulling them, but they're setting up kitchens and bathrooms. Um, but it's already been pulled for them. But really, it's mostly the lead stagers and then myself and Megan, my counterpart, who does the preview appointments. So we'll do the preview appointments. We'll do design plans, which can vary widely.
Mhm.
It can be a little bit, it can be a lot, and and then the lead stagers are off and running, and we're sitting in the office and we can see through the glass, and we'll maybe say, oh, I don't know about that sofa, but that's pretty rare. They mostly nail it.
Hmm. Very
So
impressive.
thank you. Yeah,
I had no idea your team was that large. That's
oh
really cool.
yeah, that's the only way to get that many. Well, I think it's the only way to get that many houses done. Although at RESACon, I heard about some people who were doing it with smaller teams, which I don't have.
Okay, so how many houses do you get done in a month? On that note then.
Well, I in a month. I don't know that number offhand. I know
Okay.
week and year.
All
So
right, week. I thought week would be harder. I don't
no,
know
in
why.
a week in a week we're typically between, depending on the size of the house, 12 and 20. I know
Oh,
it's a big range. And then in a year we've been, I think, as high as like 750. We're like usually between 4 and 7
very
a
impressive.
year. So we're pretty high volume.
Yeah.
Now our houses are getting bigger, so our volume, our amount of houses is lowering. Um, but
Do you stage mostly in Contra Costa County or do you actually go over through the tunnel and
we go through the
stage?
tunnel. We do
Okay.
a good amount of Oakland. Love our Oakland houses. We do Richmond sometimes,
Okay.
El Cerrito. We do Livermore, Pleasanton. We do a little Benicia Vallejo, but mostly Contra Costa. Mostly the 680-24 corridor.
Okay.
Of like Martinez to Oakland to San Ramon is really the T that we do the most
You're
everywhere.
getting a lot of homes in that small amount of area. That's like really impressive. I used to work
Oh,
for a budget blinds based out of
oh,
Concord. I don't know if you know who they are,
yeah,
Lisa and Dave Borgia, but that's
awesome.
actually where I met my husband.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I can't even think that we were doing that much.
I thought so too, but then when I recently got a big group of stagers together. Every 6 months or so, I'll get a big group of stagers together. And Tanya and I did it together. And I thought that it would
Mhm.
be maybe 30 people. And we were able to find for Contra Costa stagers only, and we barely tried. Like we didn't hardly Google. We just like
Right.
anytime we saw someone on Instagram or heard of someone, we wrote their name down. I think our list was at like 65 stagers within a couple weeks. And we were shocked at how many stagers are doing business in this area.
That's a
And
lot.
really almost all of them said they hardly knew any other stagers, which was crazy. So we were happy to be able to bring everybody together, and we just had like a little happy hour. But there were a lot more than I expected. So I think there's a ton of business in this area. We are very fortunate in that
Yeah, the Bay Area's, like, always got
everyone will stage
properties
us here.
moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's
I
gonna
don't
put a house on without staging.
and with
That's not no
everybody
one.
that's been leaving California over the last couple of years, I feel like you guys really don't have any problems with, like, finding homes
There's
for sale.
no yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's not a no, there's no challenge with that. We have obviously other challenges, but that has always been amazing. I just realized I got off track from your vacation question. Do you want me to come
Oh,
back to
yes,
your
let's get
question?
back. Yes.
Um, so, when I have a working vacation, I'm approving things and I'm available for questions. And I'll usually check in with the office in the morning, but the middle of the day, I can usually go do stuff. I invested in an Apple Watch that I wear so that the waterproof one, so that I can be like
Mhm.
in a raft, or
I love that.
on a bike. But if it's a non working vacation, I didn't do that for like 10 years. And I did last year take a big trip to Europe, time difference and all. And the way that we set it up was very successful. My team did very well. As far as maybe I'll just give you the whole overview. So I had scheduled check in times with my office twice a day. If nothing was needed, sometimes we wouldn't check in. And during those check in times, it was about them asking me questions, not me asking them questions.
Mm,
If I ask them questions, I go down a rabbit hole, and now
yeah.
I'm thinking about it and I'm stressed out and you know what I mean? So for me,
Just tell me what I need to know or ask me what you need to know and don't go any further. Yeah.
yeah, if I don't need to know it, don't tell me. And again, it's hard, right? Because you
Mhm.
want to serve that client and they're
'Cause
trying to
you
love them.
wanna have control.
Yeah, but you have to come back to that. This is the only chance I get to do this. And I have a responsibility to my clients to be able to come back to center and to be able to
Mhm.
think clearly, and do this once in a while so that I can serve them better, right?
Yep.
Oxygen mask on first, right?
Yep.
And so the other thing is, I have done all different versions of this. And what I've landed on is I keep my phone on, I don't turn my phone off. My phone is off. I'm sitting there stressing about whether someone's trying to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
I keep checking it, checking it, checking it.
Yep.
If my phone is on, and I'll leave it on beep, like on on what do you call it? On beep.
The
That's that
loud.
old lady thing to say.
I don't ever have mine on loud because I can't
Um,
stand the noise.
I will leave the ringer on, and so I can hear it because I know as long as I don't hear that, everyone's fine. It's like this constant
Ah.
reassurance that everyone's fine, everything's going well, and I personally need
It's
that.
like a baby monitor.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
right? And then the last thing, and this is important for us, is I have a no-fly list, and I love all
Mm.
my clients, all of them, honestly. And we're fortunately in a position where, we can turn down a client if we don't love working with them.
Yeah.
And so I truly do love all of them. Some of my clients have very exacting taste, and there needs to be a certain specific way that we deal with them,
Yeah.
whether it's their process or their
Yep.
style. And so if I know that that is required, then we may just say, we think it's better if we don't do that while Ashley's gone. She'll be back
Mm.
on this day or whatever. And obviously, if it's that type of vacation, they know in advance and we make
Yeah.
sure that they're absolutely taken care of. But it's sort of like, I think I should be here to oversee that house. Let's
Right.
plan on XYZ. Or if the scheduling can't wait, I'll get them to another amazing stager. There's so many great stagers here.
Yeah.
So That's how I was able to do that. As far as the actual staging itself, most of them I did the previews for leading up
Mhm.
to it, or Megan did. So that's our normal process. I have extensive notes. I've usually gone over those installs with Megan, and she's doing the approvals at the end.